This question comes to us from Jay, and Jay writes this: Hey, WeTV, my congregation normally on Sundays has a traditional service, which I attend, followed by a contemporary service, but recently has transitioned to only one service throughout the summer months when attendance is usually decreased, with communion every other week. Now, do you think I should attend another LCMS church that only offers a traditional service with weekly communion? And I was also curious to hear your take on this blended type of service. Thanks for your help, Jay. You know, Jay, very good question. A lot of complex things going on in your question and scenario. So let's just go through this little by little, the best that we can. First and foremost, we want to establish is when it comes to a traditional service versus contemporary, it's not just a matter of style. It's not the organ against the acoustic guitar, but fundamentally at the heart of it is you have different theologies of worship, different theologies of what the service is all about at work. Generally speaking, contemporary services come out of evangelicalism, modern evangelicalism, which indeed has a very, very different view of what the service is on Sunday, mainly because they lack the understanding of the sacraments. They don't have the understanding of sacraments. So in a lot of ways, their services are all about them speaking to God as the audience, about them giving their worship and praise to God, which is true. We would admit that it is true to a certain extent for us as Lutherans, that we praise God too as well. However, fundamentally, the difference in a traditional service is we see the sacraments as being centered where God is delivering his gifts to us. So what happens is when we blend these two together, oftentimes what we're doing is not necessarily blending style, but we're attempting to blend theology that is embedded beneath that. So then to your question, what do you do about this? Well, I would suggest first and foremost that you talk to your pastor before going to another LCMS church. Indeed, I mean, you're a part of that member of that church. And I would say that you definitely owe it to your pastor to go visit with him at least. And when you visit with him, I would definitely try to keep the argument away from basically being style, but go back to the theology. And not only the theology, but you can appeal to something such as this. This is the 2016 handbook, right there, the 2016 handbook from the 66th regular convention of the LCMS. And there's conditions for membership. And I would definitely appeal to this. In Article 6, Part 4, on a condition for acquiring and also holding membership in the LCMS Synod, it says this, that churches and pastors are to have exclusive use of doctrinally pure agendas and hymn books and catechisms in the church and school. So what that means is that we have subscribed to walk together as a church, and pastors and people, we've subscribed to walk together with a doctrinally pure hymn book and agenda. So what does that look like? That looks like this. This looks like the Lutheran Service Book, which is basically a doctrinally pure book that we have to proclaim and to worship, to receive God's gifts, and to also sing. So I would appeal to that as a basis of authority and asking your pastor if we have actually, now I wouldn't accuse, but I would simply ask him, by going the way of a blended service, have we actually violated this article of membership? And appeal to that as a basis of authority. That way you're not appealing to yourself, but you're appealing to something that is much bigger than yourself. And then when it comes down to the theology too as well, I'm going to leave a couple links below that you can check out on the differences between evangelical understanding of worship and also the Lutheran understanding of a divine service. So you can appeal to that theology as well if you have an opportunity. Now, after all is said and done, if you talk to your pastor and he basically is resistant to you and he's not open to hearing what you have to say on the basis of theology and also on the basis of the handbook, then at that time I would say that you can graciously leave that church and transfer to another LCMS church. And I say gracefully because I would say that you do it with integrity and respect, not necessarily taking the issues and sweeping them underneath the carpet, but being open and honest about it, but also doing it in love, speaking the truth in love, and being honest with the pastor and the membership of the church, the council itself, for the reasons why you're transitioning. So I hope that helps, and we'll catch you next time.
Worldview Everlasting is solid, Christian, and free because it is viewer supported. Your monthly gift of $5, $10, or $25 is the reason that we can continue to improve and expand these tools for online Christian outreach and discipleship. To make a one-time donation, sign up for the Lutheran Ninja Clan regular giving, or to find information about how to put Worldview Everlasting in your congregation's budget, click Donate Now.